Hello dear students, welcome to our running program Ready to Learn, produced by Rwanda Education Board in partnership with UNICEF and Inspire, Educate and Empower Rwanda. I'm teacher Jen and I teach Senior 1 Geography. Before we start, I would like to remind you that you should respect the measures of hygiene set by the World Health Organization and our Ministry of Health regarding to stop the spread of coronavirus. Thank you. For our lesson, I hope you have a pen, a notebook, and a student book if you can get it easily, or any other resource that will help you during this lesson. Our lesson is on page 109 to 119 of the student's book. Dear students, today I want you to be able to define rocks, differentiate the types of rocks, and describe their characteristics. To start our lesson, I want you to think of different materials used for construction that you know. Think of different materials used for construction that you know. Yes, in construction, we use woods, paints, basalt, sand, laterite, nails, chalk, sheet, limestone, quartzite, and so on. Now, among these materials you have listed, some are extracted from the underground. Can you identify them? Great! We can say sand, laterite, granite, limestone, and many others. These materials extracted from the underground are referred to as rocks. A rock is a naturally occurring solid made up of one or more minerals. Rocks form the solid part of the Earth's crust, while a mineral is a natural inorganic substance possessing definite chemical compositions. Friends, we have different types of rocks. Rocks are classified based on three main characteristics. They are classified according to the chemical composition and mineral composition, or according to the physical properties such as texture and the size of the mineral particles. They are also classified according to mode of formation. Based on these characteristics, there are three main types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Welcome back. Now, we are going to study each type into details. As we have said it, the first type of rocks is igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed from the cooling and solidification of magma or lava. Rocks in the interior of the earth are in a molten form. Remember, last time we learned that this is due to very high temperatures and pressure that cause the solid rocks to become liquid. Magma is forced out of the interior of the earth through cracks in the earth's crust. Then, the cracks through which magma passes are also referred to as fissures or vents. The magma then cools and solidifies into hard rocks. These rocks are called igneous rocks. This is how igneous rocks are formed from the cooling and solidification of magma or lava. The chemical composition of igneous rocks varies. This variation depends on the proportion of silica and basic oxides. There are four classes of igneous rocks based on their chemical composition. They can be acidic, basic, intermediate, and ultrabasic igneous composition. We have two types of igneous rocks. They are intrusive and extrusive. The first type, intrusive igneous rocks. The word igneous rock comes from Latin word that means fire. The word igneous rocks come from Latin word ignis, that means fire. This is related to melting process that forms these rocks. They are also known as plutonic rocks. We can say intrusive igneous rocks or plutonic rocks, it is the same. They form from magma that cools and solidifies inside the Earth's crust. The magma cools and solidifies slowly, leading to the formation of large crystals. Landforms of intrusive igneous rocks are sometimes seen on the surface of the Earth. This happens when the overlying rocks of the Earth's crust are removed by soil erosion. Examples of intrusive igneous rocks include gabbro and granite. And in Rwanda, we have such rocks. For example, we have granite in Nyagatare that is used to make tiles. Tiles, it is in Kinyarwanda, tiles is amakaro. The tiles we use for construction. Thank you. Dear students, if we have said that intrusive igneous rocks cools and solidifies inside the Earth's crust, where do you think extrusive rocks are formed? Think and relate it to the situation where we have said that intrusive igneous rocks cools and solidifies inside the Earth's crust. Now, where do you think extrusive rocks are formed? Great! Extrusive igneous rocks are also known as volcanic rocks. They form from lava that cools and solidifies on the Earth's surface. The lava cools and solidifies rapidly, leading to the formation of small crystals. Friends, we have two types of extrusive igneous rocks formed by lava flow and volcanic ejecta. The extrusive rocks formed by lava flows. During volcanic eruption, lava is ejected onto the Earth's surface, and lava flows for a long distance on the Earth's surface. This happens before it cools and solidifies to form extrusive igneous rocks. Examples of extrusive igneous rocks include basalt and obsidian. The second type of extrusive igneous rock is igneous rocks formed by volcanic ejecta. During volcanic eruptions, solid ash and semi-liquid materials are ejected out of the Earth's crust. This happens with great force. The materials are pushed high up into the atmosphere. Then they cool and solidify as they fall back onto the Earth's surface. They form extrusive igneous rocks of different sizes and shapes. Volcanic ash and dust settle on the Earth's surface. They are compressed and hardened over a long period of time to form a rock called tuff. As you can understand, these types of igneous rocks will depend on the type of volcano which will erupt. Because if you remember it, when we were studying volcanic eruptions, we saw different types of volcanoes erupting in different ways. Dear students, for now, use 20 seconds to think of 3 important highlights we have learned. Excellent! We have seen that the first type of rocks is igneous rocks, formed from the cooling and solidification of magma or lava in the interior of the Earth. We have also seen that there are 4 classes of igneous rocks based on their chemical composition. These are acidic, basic, intermediate, and ultrabasic igneous rocks. Again, we said that igneous rocks are divided into 2 types, intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. Thank you. Now, the second type of rocks is sedimentary rocks. They are formed by the deposition of materials on the Earth's surface and on the beds of water bodies. They are formed through the process of sedimentation. Sedimentation is the process that causes mineral and other organic particles to settle and accumulate over a period of time. It also causes minerals to precipitate from a solution. The sediments that form the sedimentary rocks are derived from the pre-existing rocks through weathering and erosion. The sediments are then transported and deposited by wind, water, or moving ice. They will be deposited in layers. After a long period of time, the sediments are compacted to become hard rocks. Friends, sedimentary rocks are classified according to their mode of formation and appearance. We will have mechanically, organically, and chemically formed sedimentary rocks. When we look at mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, these are formed when eroded rocks materials are transported by agents of erosion. They are then deposited in layers, either on land or in the sea. The rock materials are derived from pre-existing rocks such as igneous or metamorphic rocks. The rock particles are consolidated and hardened into hard rocks by pressure from overlying layers. Examples include sandstones and claystones. The second type is organically formed sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed from the remains of organic materials. They are formed when the remains of plants and animals accumulate over these organic remains. The weight of overlying materials exerts pressure on the organic materials. Eventually, they are consolidated and hardened to form rocks. Examples will include limestone, chalk. You know these ordinary chalks we use to write on the chalkboard. They are made from the rock of chalk. Note that petrol is also extracted from sedimentary rocks. The third type is chemically sedimentary rocks. These are formed when minerals are precipitated. They are also formed when solutions of salt evaporate and form particles in layers. Soluble minerals such as salt, lime, and other chemicals result from complicated chemical processes. They are then deposited on the lakes or ocean beds. During this process, high evaporation in areas with low rainfall also results in accumulation of salt. The mineral salt accumulates in layers over long periods of time. The overlying layers exert pressure on the lower layers and the particles are hardened into rocks. Dear students, did you note that the salt we eat is extracted from these rocks? Examples of chemically formed sedimentary rocks are gypsum and rock salt. Welcome back. Dear students, let us come back on the main points of sedimentary rocks. Take some seconds and think about it. Alright, we have seen that sedimentary rocks are formed by the deposition of materials on the Earth's surface and on the beds of water bodies through the process of sedimentation. We have also learned that sedimentary rocks are classified according to their mode of formation and appearance. We saw that they are classified into mechanically, organically, and chemically formed sedimentary rocks. Thank you. The last type after igneous and sedimentary rocks is metamorphic rocks. Friends, I'm going to challenge you. It is an experiment. Later after our lesson, if you can get some clay, take it and mix it with some water. Mold a small ball out of it. Then, put the clay ball in fire and observe what happens. Do you get it? If you can get some clay, take it and mix it with some water. Then mold a small ball out of it. And take that small ball and put it in fire and observe what will happen. You will tell me. Metamorphic rocks are formed when pre-existing rocks are subjected to both heat and pressure. The pre-existing rocks are either igneous or sedimentary. The process of metamorphism leads to physical or chemical changes in the origin rocks. Metamorphic rocks are divided into different types according to their original rock. For example, clay, originally sedimentary rock, mixed with water and put under heat or pressure, will change into slate, which is a metamorphic rock. Again, the igneous rock of granite under heat or pressure will change into metamorphic rock of gneiss. Welcome back, dear students. As we are coming to the end of our lesson, let's have a short recap. What have we learned today? Think and write. What have we learned today? Wonderful! Today we have learned that a rock is a naturally occurring solid made up of one or more minerals, while a mineral is a natural inorganic substance possessing a definite chemical composition. We have also seen that based on chemical and physical characteristics and to model formation, there are three main types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. The first type of igneous rocks is formed from the cooling and solidification of magma or lava in the interior of the earth. We have also seen that there are four classes of igneous rocks based on their chemical composition: acidic, basic, intermediate, and ultrabasic igneous rocks. Again, we have said that igneous rocks are divided into two types: extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. We have also seen that the second type of sedimentary rocks are formed by the deposition of materials on the earth's surface and on the beds of water bodies through the process of sedimentation. We have also learned that sedimentary rocks are classified according to their mode of formation and appearance. We have seen that they are classified into mechanically, organically, and chemically formed sedimentary rocks. Finally, we have seen that metamorphic rocks are formed when pre-existing rocks, either igneous or sedimentary, are subjected to both heat and pressure. Dear students, our objectives were that by the end of the lesson, we will be able to define rocks, differentiate the types of rocks, and describe their characteristics. Do you think we have achieved it? If you think we have achieved it, thumbs up. If you think we have tried, thumbs in the middle. Then, if you think we have failed, thumbs down. Great! For our next lesson, we will learn different characteristics of types of rocks and the importance of rocks. To end, remember our take home. If you can get some clay, take it and mix it with some water. Mold a small ball out of it, then put the ball in fire and observe what happens. You will tell me during our next session. Our second take home, you are going to write something for me. You will use specific examples and discuss the negative effects of human activities on rocks and suggest possible solutions. I repeat, you will use specific examples and discuss the negative effects of human activities on rocks and suggest possible solutions. With that, thank you for tuning in. I was Teacher Jen. See you!